There was a book called Fifth Discipline that came out in 1990, written by Peter Singer. In 1994, a workbook also came out. I was really thrilled with that book because I was still running a business with my two partners and applied some of those theories into the business and later on in my training business too. That book seemed to have culminated a whole many years of organizational development and leadership research in coming up with five areas to focus on in organizations and leadership. So work that had gone on with Hawthorne experiments to Hertzberg's theories on hygiene theories and McGregor theory X and Y, where theory X is micromanaging versus theory Y is letting people thrive on their own, to the more recent books of Tom Peters, Good to Great, um, and In Search of Excellence by Jim Collins, for instance. So all of that came to a kind of a head with this book, I thought, because it was very succinct in the way it described these five areas. So the first one was um, self mastery, and self mastery is about then focusing on self, understanding your emotions, understanding what your pain points are. So it's really about developing my own emotional intelligence by understanding myself and how my mind and my body works. And the next one is mental models. Mental models is about how do I change my worldviews from those conditioned biases, unconscious biases that I have as a business leader, as the organizations evolve, as people evolve, as cultures evolve. So how do I change my mental models about the way I perceive the world, my worldviews and all that too. Then it talked about team clarity. So it's through that you can then bring the organization teams together to get people on the same page. So how do you do that? You have to then work with values for the organization. Values then become the anchor based on, say, respect and integrity for a team to come together, for a culture of a team to evolve, and then the mission of the organization to move forward as a coherent organizational team. So that's about teams, and then visioning, because compelling vision has to be set out by the leadership of the organization to bring this team together. So from the vision, the mission, the values, then the culture is set from that. And then finally, uh, thinking about this organization in a systemic way. So systems thinking to realize that there's a cause and effect with everything that you do. So especially as a leader of an organization, the moment you open your mouth, you're going to have an impact on the organization. So understanding the systemic issues of the organization from everything, from so if it's manufacturing to sales to marketing, all of those things, and then of course all the other factors that I play, from politics to economics to the social to technological to environmental, all of those factors that have to come into play here. So bringing all that together then has a mindfulness thread, and that's what I really liked about this, because whether it was mental models or visioning for the future, or team building teams together, or systems thinking, or that self mastery. For me, the mindfulness exercises and focusing on mindfulness as an individual becomes important in bridging that whole process between myself as the individual, as a business leader, and the organization. So that's where the mindfulness and meditation becomes an important part of the process, where you focus on yourself, focus on your breath, and then become introspective, and then become contemplative and reflective in how you show up as a leader. So for me, that's where the mindfulness and organizational development also comes together.